everyone, welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Cassandra Macaulay and I am presenting today on behalf of the Colorectal Cancer Resource and Action Network, more affectionately known as CRAN. Today, we will take the opportunity to introduce our organization and speak about our patient-focused and evidence-based programs which serve colorectal cancer patients and caregivers across the country. Before we begin, I would like to thank Jeremy and the team at ELLICSR Kitchen for having us on the program today. I'll begin by introducing CRAN, the Colorectal Cancer Resource and Action Network. So, who are we? CRAN originated as a grassroots colorectal cancer information and support group back in 2006, shortly after our president and CEO's father succumbed to the disease. Today, CRAN is proudly a national, not-for-profit organization comprised of volunteers, members, and management. We are led by an experienced board of directors, and we are counseled by a superb medical and scientific advisory board consisting of top experts in the field who ensure CRAN is kept abreast of the latest medical advances in the management of colorectal cancer. At CRAN, we not only have one, but two patient advisory councils whose past experiences with the disease actually inform our program development to ensure our programming and services are relevant and meaningful. CRAN champions the health and well-being of Canadians afflicted by colorectal cancer and others at risk of developing the disease. Our goal is to identify and address the unmet needs of both the advanced and the earlier stage colorectal cancer populations to ultimately improve their longevity and their quality of life. We aim to deliver our services with compassion and care at all times. Many of the staff at CRAN are familiar with the journey and have experience as a patient, a caregiver, or a healthcare provider like myself. And we recognize that the journey is fraught with many challenges, isolation, and loneliness. Our mandate is to provide a sea of services: support, education, and advocacy. The support and education that we provide is evidence-based to promote informed and joint decision-making between the patient and their treating oncologist. Our hope is that this results in patient empowerment. Here is our mission statement. CRAN is a national, patient-focused advocacy group championing the health and well-being of Canadians touched by colorectal cancer and others at risk of developing the disease. We provide support, education, and advocacy to patients and their caregivers to help improve patients' quality of life as well as their longevity. CRAN has recently expanded its patient-focused mandate to serve a population of patients with cancer outside of the colorectal cancer space in its HTA patient evidence submissions, educational events, and advocacy initiatives. Our overarching mission is to reduce the burden of cancer in Canada. We take action to achieve our mission by increasing awareness of the prevalence of colorectal cancer, particularly in Canadians under 50 years of age, thereby decreasing the incidence of early age onset colorectal cancer, by increasing participation in screening programs to help prevent colorectal cancer, by providing evidence-based programming to help guide informed decision-making that may ultimately reduce the burden of cancer in Canada, and by providing support for patients and caregivers affected by the pathology to help reduce the psychosocial impact of the diagnosis. Now that I have provided some context about who we are at CRAN, next I would like to introduce our various programs and resources. As a quick overview before we get started, I will first introduce my colleague to speak about our My Foods for Life program, and then I will share some information about our online educational tools, my CRC consultant, and my CRC treatment side effects. Then I will speak to our peer support programs, my CRC coach, and my CRC companion. I'll speak about our early onset CRC hub, our support and information groups, and our monthly clinical treatment and research updates. I'll share some information about our bilingual website, as well as our events and advocacy work. And with that, I am very pleased to introduce my colleague and CRAN's National Registered Dietitian, Ms. Felicia Newell.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Cassandra. As she mentioned, my name is Felicia Newell, and I'm CRAN'S National Registered Dietitian. Part of my role is to assist CRAN patients through their cancer journey, which includes recommendations for primary and secondary cancer prevention, symptom management in all stages, post-diagnosis. Additionally, I assess patients' nutritional needs and provide evidence-based nutrition recommendations and support to help optimize their body's ability to fight cancer and tolerate treatments. The My Foods for Life program provides an overview of lifestyle recommendations to help reduce risk of developing more than 50 types of cancers, including colorectal cancer, as well as recommendations to follow after a cancer diagnosis. These recommendations are largely based around up-to-date recommendations regarding nutrition and cancer from the American Institute for Cancer Research and the World Cancer Research Fund. You can find this on our website by selecting patient programs and then selecting My Foods for Life, or by visiting the website on the screen there, cran.org/myfoodsforlife. Part one of the My Foods for Life program focuses on 4 main food groups that have shown in research to have the most anti-cancer and immune supporting properties and benefits. Fruits and vegetables is one, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes, and then an other category which focuses on the anti-cancer benefits of coffee and tea. Under each section, various foods are highlighted. So this is just one example where strawberries are being highlighted. And then in each food section, we have a wealth of information, including the anti-cancer properties and compounds, a delicious recipe, which includes ingredients required, user-friendly directions and tips, and nutritional information and other recipes that you can find on the EAOCRC website. And other highlighted foods include blueberries, cherries, broccoli, and cruciferous vegetables, garlic, squash, flaxseed, walnuts, soy, and many more. Part 2 of the My Foods for Life program focuses on secondary prevention by assuming a healthy lifestyle through diet and exercise, and more specifically on nutrition during active disease, including metastatic disease and cancer treatment. It contains information on goals of nutrition during cancer treatment, for example, reducing risk of malnutrition and meeting specific nutrient needs, as well as common nutrition-related side effects of treatment, along with strategies to help manage these side effects. For example, one common unwanted side effect for those undergoing cancer treatment is weight loss. Where the average person might see weight loss as a good thing, weight loss is not something that we want to see for those undergoing cancer treatment. Even small amounts of weight loss, such as a 5% loss of total body weight, may increase risk of experiencing treatment-related side effects such as malnutrition and inability to tolerate various treatments. This resource discusses in detail many strategies to help deter weight loss, along with practical dietary tips such as blending banana and nut butter into smoothies. Other topics covered in Part 2 include food label reading, pre-surgery nutrition guidelines, and strategies for managing other symptoms such as poor appetite, irregular bowel movements, nausea, vomiting, and more. And back over to you, Cassandra.
Thank you, Felicia. My Colorectal Cancer Consultant is a highly acclaimed biomarker-driven online tool. It is designed for the metastatic, so stage 4, colorectal cancer patient or caregiver to encourage informed and joint decision-making between the patient and their treating oncologist. By completing a series of 13 simple online questions, metastatic patients will have a 37-page personalized report generated for them outlining potential therapeutic options for the management of their advanced cancer based on their tumor's specific characteristics or biomarker status. The online tool has been reviewed and endorsed by top experts in the field and is updated annually. It is available in both English and French on our bilingual website. We are currently partnering with other patient groups to actually scale this tool to additional cancer types. I'll just provide a little bit of history about the development of this tool. We know that many patients turn to the internet to learn more about how to fight their cancer. However, trusting the quality of the information on the internet can certainly be a challenge. Patients who are so newly thrown into this world must learn to discern the quality and the caliber of the information they're accessing online and understand the source of evidence underlying that information. Hence, CRAN'S online tool was developed from clinical practice guidelines and reviewed and edited by 4 highly renowned experts. And the online tool was designed to equip the metastatic patient with trusted, high-quality information on the potential therapeutic options available to them based on their biomarker status and tumor characteristics. And all of this can be achieved in the comfort of their own home and at a time that's convenient to them, thereby promoting empowerment and informed decision-making. The report that is generated really provides a comprehensive overview, including a description of all systemic, which is drug therapies, along with information about biosimilars and DPYD testing. It talks about the primary tumor location and how this informs treatment selection along with the patient's biomarkers. It talks about the biomarkers themselves and how they guide treatment. It provides information on surgical and radiotherapeutic options, as well as some information on ostomies.
Welcome to My Colorectal Cancer Consultant. My name is Christine Brezden-Masley. I am a medical oncologist at Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto, and I treat colorectal cancer. I was part of the medical advisory board of CCRAN, who developed My Colorectal Cancer Consultant. And I've had the privilege of doing this with 3 highly regarded experts who treat metastatic colorectal cancer. And based on clinical practice guidelines and latest data, we developed this specifically for you. So this tool is really designed for stage 4 colorectal cancer patients, for metastatic cancer patients. It's important that when you're using this tool that you know the molecular profile of your tumor. This can be found on your pathology report. If you have not had surgery of your colon cancer, it can be also found on your biopsy pathology report. What's important is to understand the molecular profiling or the molecular status, and this would include understanding the RAS, so the RAS status, mismatch repair protein status, so knowing if the tumor is MSI high, if there's a deficiency in the mismatch repair proteins, understanding if there's a BRAF mutation, and also if you can obtain the NTRK gene fusion. So you will be asked to complete 11 questions. And after these 11 questions are completed, in that, of course, will be important information on which side your tumor is on, right side or the left side. And also, it'll be important to know the molecular profile, so understanding those gene mutations and putting them in the 11 questions. Once you complete these 11 questions, a 35-page report will be issued, which will highlight treatment options specifically for you based on the molecular profile and the side of the tumor. These treatments will include latest drug therapies, latest interventional therapies, radiation treatment, and potential surgery. So it's really important that you get all that information because that 35-page report will be very detailed. It can be very overwhelming to be diagnosed with metastatic colon cancer. And My Colorectal Cancer Consultant really is an online tool that can help you understand your disease. It can help you have a conversation with your medical oncologist or your treating team, and it can help you to overcome any fears with respect to your diagnosis, empower yourself, educate yourself, and help you have that really meaningful conversation with your treating team. My Colorectal Cancer Consultant was developed by the vision of CCRAN. CCRAN is really there to support you, your family, and your caregivers please reach out to CCRAN because they are there to help you, to support you, to guide you through your colorectal cancer journey.
Our brand new tool, My Colorectal Cancer Treatment Side Effects, has just recently launched. This tool was designed for patients who are, or patients who will be, undergoing a systemic drug therapy to provide them with information on the colorectal cancer therapy that is of relevance to them. Treatment-induced side effects can be accessed alphabetically, and users can learn about potential side effects, their causes, as well as potential prevention strategies or remedies. This tool has been reviewed, edited, and endorsed by 4 medical oncologists and 1 clinical pharmacist who specializes in oncology. To use the tool, users answer a series of simple questions about the drug therapy or therapies of relevance to them. The objective is to assist the online user with the management of treatment-induced side effects for every drug therapy approved for the management of colorectal cancer, to empower and educate about potential side effects. The online user will access information according to the description, the cause, the symptoms, and remedy or treatment of that side effect, and with the ultimate goal of helping to perhaps avoid an ER visit, a hospital admission, a dose reduction, or potentially even a treatment cessation.
Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Rafel. I'm a gastrointestinal medical oncologist at the Odette Cancer Center at the Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center, and I'm also co-chair of the Medical and Scientific Advisory Board for CCRAN. It's my sincere pleasure to welcome you to the My Colorectal Cancer Treatment-Induced Side Effects online tool. This is a tool that's been created by CCRAN and its Medical and Scientific Advisory Board. It is supposed to be a comprehensive tool to empower patients and families to better understand the symptoms that they may encounter from the drug treatments they get. There is a pre-treatment and there's an on-treatment component. When patients and families are just about to start a new anti-cancer treatment, it can be very scary. There's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of uncertainties and a lot of anxiety. And so the purpose of this tool is to empower and to educate patients and their families about potential side effects that they may encounter depending on the specific treatment they've been prescribed. So the tool is designed to be specific and individualized to the patient who is using the tool. Then there's the second component about patients who are on treatment and who may be experiencing side effects. The tool will enable patients and their families to look up, using an alphabetical index, symptoms and side effects that they may be experiencing. They'll learn more about how these symptoms commonly present, why these symptoms may happen, and the best ways they can work to try and reduce those symptoms so that they can have the best possible quality of life on the treatment that they are receiving. Patients and families need to be a part of the treatment plan. They are the ones who are actually going through the treatment. So at CCRAN, we feel it's very important to empower patients and families with all the information they need to be active participants in their care. When patients and families better understand the treatments and the side effects that they may be experiencing, they can engage with their healthcare team to ensure that they're having the most optimal experience and get the best possible outcomes. So the tool is designed to be used in conjunction with your healthcare team. So the tool is not meant to replace the advice from your nurses and from your pharmacists and from your oncologists. We want you to understand more about the side effects that you may be experiencing so that you can feel empowered to speak with your healthcare team in a knowledgeable fashion. And when you are speaking specifically about side effects that you're experiencing, the healthcare team can then help guide you based on the information that is provided within the tool to find out the right remedies and treatments that are best for you in your specific circumstances. I certainly hope that you find this tool helpful. I wish you nothing but the best in your future health, and please do feel free to give us feedback on how we can improve this tool to better help patients and their families in the future.
Our My Colorectal Cancer Coach program is a peer-to-peer support and education program. Patients and caregivers can be matched to a cancer coach who can journey with them, helping to navigate the challenges ahead, while providing one-on-one support. Our coaches are volunteers who complete annual mandatory training and certification across the continuum of colorectal cancer care so that they gain the content acumen required to thoughtfully address the inquiries. The objectives of the program are to support patients and caregivers through the colorectal cancer journey, to help them cope with personal challenges and enable them to manage their healthcare experiences, including the medical procedures required to treat their disease. By having access to a specialized My Colorectal Cancer coach from anywhere in Canada, patients and caregivers will gain a sense of connection to others who have endured the journey. This connection will not only help them to find new meaning in life, but will also help them acquire more awareness of their personal needs and gain the ability to talk with family and friends about their cancer and with other healthcare providers about their needs and concerns. The overall result will be better quality of life and clinical outcomes. Each coach is assigned a different portfolio based on their own lived experiences to ensure that their expertise as a team addresses the many needs of the colorectal cancer journey. And these lovely humans are our cancer coaches for this year. They stand ready to guide patients and caregivers throughout the various aspects of their colorectal cancer journeys. Our coaching portfolios include my CRC prevention coach, my screening and French language coach, my early stage CRC coach, my young adult CRC coach, my lung mets and psychosocial coach, my peritoneal mets coach, my liver mets and chemo side effects coach, my ostomy and LARS coach, my biomarkers coach, my genetics coach, and my NGS and clinical trials coach. We have consistently received positive feedback from patients on the Cancer Coach program. Please watch this testimonial from one of our members on the impact that CRAN'S programs have had on his cancer journey.
Hello, my name is Mike Schiller. I'm based out of Oakville, Ontario, and I've a father of 6 kids, and unfortunately was diagnosed with colorectal cancer back in September of 2022. It was an interesting journey because I thought I had everything in line. I had a colonoscopy back in 2015. They found some polyps. Had another one in 2016. Everything was fine. I didn't know that I had to have a 5-year update colonoscopy, so I kind of missed that one. But kind of in that time, I was presented with some symptoms that made sense that there could have been an issue. Bleeding was one of them, and and I thought maybe it was just hemorrhoids. Finally got to the doctor, got my colonoscopy set. There was a little bit of delay in there. I think there's some things I could have did a little bit quicker, but was finally, the colonoscopy went well. And sure enough, when I woke up, I was told that there was a problem in my colon. The care was great. Care was really good at Oakville. I got operated on October 21st. Everything was good with the colon. I got out of the hospital in a couple of days. Got further meetings with Dr. de Montbrun and the Oakville Cancer Clinic. Got set up with my oncologist and went through 4 rounds of FOLFOX chemotherapy, FOLFOX6. That's gone really well, but unfortunately they did find a metastasis on my liver, a couple spots in my lungs that they're not overly concerned about. Very nervous going into my colon surgery, but now that I've done it, I'm very optimistic and confident about the surgery on the 23rd. And then we're going to follow up with another 4 months of chemotherapy. I've handled the chemotherapy relatively well, which I've been happy about, and a little bit of fatigue, not a whole lot of nausea, but the neuropathy in my hands, my feet, and my nose and throat has been a little bit tricky, but you learn to deal with it and work with it the best you can. If I think about what I could have done a little bit better pre-screening, recognize the signs. I recognize the signs probably back late spring, early summer. I should have probably got to the doctor a little bit earlier. Had I known after my 2016 colonoscopy, I would have made sure that I had my follow-up in that 5 years. So that would have helped me out by probably close to a year or so. I'm not sure what that would have really meant. Who knows? Maybe the final diagnosis would have been exactly the same, would have been on the exact same treatment plan. But I will say this, having CRAN involved, I wish CRAN got involved with me earlier. I wish I knew about them back in September when I was diagnosed. Philomeno has been absolutely awesome. very responsive. Cassandra has been excellent as well. Finally met my colon coach as well, who's Haley. She's been excellent as well. I think that the support that you get from CRAN, you talk real world while you're talking to these people. When you're talking to the doctors, it's kind of very prescriptive. You've got this, here it is. No one really explained to me exactly what the tumor was all about, the different things that you need to understand about a tumor. And Philomena actually, she reached out, spent 45 minutes with me on the phone, and coming out of that conversation, I felt really good. And if you have it, I mean, Philomena is a great person to work with. She makes you feel at home, makes you feel comfortable. She's very friendly, and she explains things very, very well. And she doesn't sugarcoat things. If there's an issue or a thought that could not be maybe something that you're not looking forward to, she'll talk about the higher conversations as well. But I didn't really know what support was. I think when I first was diagnosed with colon cancer, very surreal. Probably took me 2 to 3 months to really realize I actually have cancer. And even today, thinking that I have cancer is like, wow, do I really have it? And it's been, 5 months, and I'm right in the middle of an awesome treatment plan. But I think, Philomena and CRAN, just talking to people in like situations, talking with people that have been through it. It's not that I'm looking for the emotional support, someone to pat me on the back. I have plenty of friends, family that I can speak to as well. It's just the discussions, the knowledge. Knowledge is power. A friend, I was introduced to CRAN through a friend of mine that has leukemia. A friend of hers had rectal cancer, and he was really, really awesome at the start. He said, "Listen, you got to reach out to CRAN. They'll take care of you. Philomena will take care of you, get you all set up." So something that just through conversation, knowing people, I was lined up with a CRAN. But again, back to support it's not that pat on the back. It's the knowledge, understanding what's in front of you, knowing that other people are going through it. Some people are going through it better than you are. Other people are going through it rough. I know that's what you do when you have cancer. You work, you be positive about it, and you follow the treatment plan, and you listen to the experts. And for sure, CRAN is my expert opinion when it comes to real conversations versus, again, the more prescriptive conversations that you tend to have in the healthcare system. Although the healthcare system's been awesome. I have no complaints. All the doctors, all the support staff, when you have an issue, they take really, really good care of you. And so does CRAN as well. So that's my journey. I'm in the middle of it. I'm very optimistic about it, and I'm going to fight and work through it as long as it's going to take to get me in a position where I don't have any cancer in my body. So thanks for listening to my story.
And our newest program, which is currently in development, is My Colorectal Cancer Companion. We know that peer-to-peer support is a mutually empowering experience, an experience which also enhances the ability to cope with the diagnosis and subsequent treatment, improves perceived sense of control, and develops self-management skills. This peer support can actually be more effective when participants connect with someone who has similar demographics, case details, and life experiences. Someone in whom each peer can see a reflection of themselves. These shared commonalities enhance the benefits both received and given through peer support. This new program was actually inspired by feedback from our Young Adult Patient Advisory Council and aims to meet an unmet need in peer support for colorectal cancer patients in Canada. Through this program, we will build a database of patients and caregivers willing to connect, and will match cancer companions according to disease stage and biomarker status, age, gender, marital status, and other demographics, ethnicity, sexual orientation, treatment journey, geographical location, and more. This program will be launching later this year. CRAN has a mandate to address the rising rates of colorectal cancer in the early age onset population. Rates of colorectal cancer in individuals under 50 years of age are rising at an alarming rate. With the launch of our new website, we have created a formal My Early Age Onset CRC hub to provide online resources to this population. The hub includes evidence-based information on the disease, information on Sunnybrook's Young Adult Colorectal Cancer Clinic, access to CRAN'S information and support chatbot, which is moderated by CRAN. And through this chatbot, users will actually have access to experts across the continuum of colorectal cancer care and can actually ask a question of our medical advisory board, which will be triaged and responded to in a timely manner. And visitors to the hub will also have access to brave stories of our young fighters, which are designed to inspire and encourage others who are newly diagnosed. The program aims to promote best practices in early age onset colorectal cancer diagnosis and care, facilitating patient and expert collaboration through working groups, symposia, and the development of patient tools. CRAN hosts monthly virtual information and support group meetings. Our meetings provide monthly clinical research updates, expert presentations, and an opportunity for patients and caregivers to share and learn from each other's experiences. Since our membership is growing, we will begin stratifying our support groups for the under 50 and the over 50 years of age population, and the early stage disease versus the more advanced stage disease populations for 4 groups total. We believe this will more adequately allow time to address the very unique needs of each one of these groups. We utilize a unique support group model whereby we begin with a review of treatment updates or an expert presentation based upon current evidence or the needs of the group. And then this is followed by patient and caregiver sharing, which becomes an empowering experience and allows for learning from others' valuable experiences. CRAN provides its members with monthly research and treatment updates by performing comprehensive and systematic reviews of the literature each month and then translating this into a plain language document. The updates are organized according to treatment or modality or discipline. We have drug and systemic therapies, surgical therapies, radiation therapies, psychosocial oncology, screening, other, nutrition and healthy lifestyle, as well as COVID-19 pandemic updates. Here's an example of our monthly updates. I personally believe this is one of the best snapshots of current information on CRC in Canada that you can find that is developed for patients. The updates are emailed to our membership and are available on our website. And speaking of our website, CRAN launched an updated website earlier this year because we simply outgrew our old site. This new site is easier to navigate, contains more information, and is bilingual. There is an absolute wealth of quality resources available on this site, and I would strongly encourage anyone looking for information about colorectal cancer or going through the journey as a patient or a family member. I would strongly encourage them to check this out. In June, we held our inaugural pan-tumor biomarker conference. We brought together stakeholders across multiple cancer types to stimulate discussion on timely access to biomarker testing to address the cancer care inequities in Canada. The conference also addressed the utility of circulating tumor DNA, ctDNA, in the management of cancer, and really dug into the value and the feasibility of comprehensive genomic profiling, or CGP, as a future standard of cancer care in Canada. There were over 360 registrants, and the outcomes of the conference are being captured in a publication, which is currently under development. We had an absolutely stellar lineup of expert speakers participate in the conference, and the recordings are available for free viewing on our website. I'll speak about CRAN'S 2021 and 2022 Early Age Onset Colorectal Cancer Virtual Symposia, which address the rising rates in colorectal cancer in Canadians under 50 years of age. Our objectives were to start a thoughtful dialogue about lowering the screening age by promoting a value-based healthcare model. We wanted to bring awareness to the rising rates in early age onset colorectal cancer throughout Canada, and we wanted to educate primary care physicians on these rising rates. The outcomes of the conference have been captured in publications as well as a physician toolkit. And stakeholder feedback from clinicians, patients, public policymakers, pathologists, industry partners, and more have been extremely positive and have actually served as the impetus for scheduling our third upcoming symposium. So the third symposium for 2023 is actually going to address multiple tumor types. The tumor types that we will address at this symposium this year, in addition to colorectal cancer, are lung, breast, cervical, ovarian, pancreatic, and gastric cancer. Individuals under the age of 50 now represent a significant number of these cancer cases. The disease is being diagnosed at a later stage, and tumor characteristics are more lethal. As for what is accounting for the increasing trend, researchers are not quite certain, but ongoing research efforts focus on environmental toxicities, lifestyle patterns, and the gut microbiome. Key topics for our 2023 Early Age Onset Cancer Symposium will be system-level challenges, which limit the early detection of early age onset cancers and the value-based healthcare equation, improving access around the incidence and the prevalence of early age onset cancers, optimizing care and treatment pathways to improve early age onset cancer patient outcomes, and improving the survivorship journey to ultimately improve quality of life. This symposium will be held virtually October 26th and 27th, 2023. Registration is free of charge, and we certainly encourage everybody watching here today to register and engage in our symposium. One of CRAN'S pillars is advocacy. We advocate for prevention through awareness, nutrition and lifestyle recommendations, and through screening. One of our awareness and educational tools is the CRAN Jumbo Colon. This is actually an interactive exhibit where guests can walk through the colon while they see, feel, and learn about the various pathologies of the colon, including, of course, colorectal cancer. Our outreach coordinator travels with the Jumbo Colon to various events across Canada, and it is available for bookings. We also advocate for patients directly. We are happy to help facilitate second opinions or transfers of care, and even go so far as to attend consults with patients, either in person or virtually. We help patients to learn how to self-advocate in a respectful and well-informed manner, as this is an important skill as they navigate care pathways throughout their journeys. Next, please hear from a CRAN member on the importance of self-advocacy and how CRAN has helped her to improve her journey.
Hi there, my name is Natalie Lipschultz. I am a stage 4 colorectal cancer patient. I was originally diagnosed at stage 3 in 2019, and I had a recurrence January of 2022 that led me to being stage 4. I wanted to say that I really feel that patient advocacy is so important, and especially groups like CRAN, because when I was originally diagnosed, I wasn't actually told about a recurrence. I had no idea what a recurrence was until I actually had a recurrence. At the time, I personally felt like I was fairly kept in the dark about kind of what was happening, what could happen, what should be happening after chemotherapy and treatments. So I wasn't actually being checked by any scans or blood work for over a year. Now that I kind of know what I do know, and my recurrence was found quite accidentally, which I'm very happy that we found it in time to be able to do a liver resection. Now I feel like I am educating myself and I'm advocating for myself. And unfortunately, I've heard along the way that my story is fairly similar to other people's stories throughout the world and in Canada, here in Vancouver where I am. And I just wanted to say that, everybody, regardless of whether you're going through a cancer diagnosis or if you're in perfect health, everybody really should be advocating for their own health, their own healthcare system, and really just educate yourself as to your own body and your options. And, you know, if you're not feeling right about something, then you really need to say it.
I'll just speak briefly to some additional resources we have at CRAN. From our website, you're able to access a glossary of terms, which can be helpful as you navigate your journey. A physician-directed list of questions organized according to treatment modality. You can find our newsletters and publications. You can read inspiring patient and caregiver testimonials. We have a Heroes Headquarters section with videos featuring patients and clinicians, an educational section, and much more. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this presentation. If you are a patient or caregiver, an individual interested in awareness or advocacy, or simply have any questions about this presentation, please feel welcome to reach out to me at the email address provided on the screen. It would be my absolute privilege to help support and inform you, and we are always happy to connect. And with that, I look forward to seeing you in the kitchen.